Okay, so if we are to classify a polynomial, we can classify it by the number of terms, and we can classify it by the highest degree. When you are asked to classify the polynomial on the test, you will need to have both by the number of terms and the highest degree. So let's just review those vocab words. If there's just one term, like this example, 3x squared, then that would be a monomial. If there's two terms, so we have 5x is one term and 1 is a second term, that's a binomial. Trinomial, there would be three terms, so I have 5x to the second, 3x, and negative 13. And if I have anything more than that, we're just going to call that a polynomial for right now. So then if I were to classify this by the degree, I'm going to look for the highest one, the largest exponent. So if there isn't one and I just have a number, we call that a constant. The highest degree is 0. If I have the highest degree to be to the first power, that's linear, think line. If I have a quadratic, so the highest degree is to the second power, that's a quadratic. If the highest degree is to the third power, then that is cubic. And if we have anything more than that, for right now, we're going to call it a higher degree polynomial. So let's look at two examples. So my first example says x squared plus 2x plus 1. So I want to go ahead and look to my chart to classify this. Now I recommend that if you don't know these vocab words or you don't have your chart somewhere, you take a minute and you write this down, or you take a screenshot of each part of the chart. And so we are going to go ahead, we're going to classify by number of terms. So we could see that in number 1, we have 1, 2, 3 terms. We're going to come over to our chart. We're going to see if we have 3 terms, that's a trinomial. So I can classify this as a trinomial. And then my highest degree, my largest exponent is to the second power. So I can go ahead, I can come back to this chart and look. To the second power is a quadratic. And so then I can also classify this as a quadratic. If I look at number two by number of terms, I'm going to see I have 1, 2 terms. So I'm going to come over here to my chart. If I have 2 terms, that's a binomial. And then when I look for my highest degree, don't be fooled. The highest degree here is to the third power, the largest exponent. So I just look at my chart. And that is cubic. So this would be cubic binomial.